My name is Hjalti Danielsson. I'm also known as CCP Abraxas. I write the Chronicles for Eve. I'm on the storyline board. Just write a lot of narrative fiction for the game. Last year, I did a reading basically, where I stood here on the stage all alone and read out a story that I'd written. And this year, we decided to do something a little different, and we wrote a staged play called Speakeasy. It's fairly simple. The setting is basically 2 and eventually 3 mission agents having a chat at a bar. How are you doing? All right. Without further ado, Speakeasy.
So anyway, I told him I was disappointed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, really disappointed.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I want these things done right. We are important agents. People have faith in our work. So if someone needs to, say, have us rescue a bunch of diplomats and get them back to the station, then they trust that we will find the right pilot for the job. They know we are not going to pick up some idiot who's going to blow up the container or jettison it into the sun, or put it into his corporation hangar right next to a bunch of uranium ammo that's been cracked open.
Oh, that was a really bad one.
Those diplomats. When I finally found them in the tanker, they were green and purple. The few that were still alive were crawling around on the floor through the uranium sludge, looking for the parts that they had dropped off their bodies. I had to hire a cleanup crew to get them out of there. They used mops and buckets. I used my own money on that, and even though I got plenty, it still stung a bit. I don't like when capsuleers leave me in this kind of position.
I can beat that, though. I had to take care of the damsel.
Oh, God.
The one in distress, the one that always seems to find herself getting kidnapped again and again by these big, burly rogue pirates and having to be brought back 3 days later for detox and an STD check.
Yeah?
That whore.
But you spent time in Losac back before you started agenting, didn't you? I'm pretty sure I remember you talking about some serpentist dudes you used to hang out with.
That's totally different.
Wasn't there a commune or something? All of you living together, sharing everything on the colony, including one another?
That's totally different.
Right.
So anyway, the damsel. I got the usual notice from her dad's estate that she'd gone missing again. A couple minutes later, some green-eared pilot contacting me, asking for work. Totally new guy. I'd never seen him before.
Whoa, hold on. You said a new guy. Are you only giving out level 1s? I'd have lost my mind. Why haven't they promoted you yet?
Oh, I switched corps. You know how it goes. The old boss likes you. The old boss, it turns out, he swings your way. And the old boss is very charming. Eventually, the old boss takes you out to dinner, talks to you about your job and where you're going in life. You have a little wine to go with the conversation. After dinner, you get stupid enough to go to the old boss's place, and then you find he's got collection, well, a full drawer of these little battery-operated Armageddons. And he wants you to put on a naughty show for him. And, well, you're not really into that sort of thing, so you decide you don't want to work for the old boss anymore, and instead of making a fuss, you just switch corporations.
What about the old boss?
Oh, I had one of my pilots blow him up.
Good. Good.
Anyway, I had the damsel missing again. This new pilot came in and said he could do it. I wasn't that sure about him, but all the usual pilots were doing cargo hauls for me, so I let him have it.
Big mistake?
Big mistake. He was out for the whole evening, and I thought, well, maybe he's just working hard. And then he pinged me in the middle of the night, like they always do when something's gone wrong, and said he wasn't going to do it anymore. He canceled the mission on me. I had to beep the damsel's dad and tell him that his daughter would be spending an extra day riding the comets because my capsuleer flaked out on me. It wasn't a happy day.
It's those kind of guys who ruin it for us. And then you have got to do all the paperwork.
Oh, tell me about it. They just zoom in, ask for work, do their thing, and but I'm the one who's in there all day, every day, making sure we're not violating some interstellar treaty or sending them to blow up the wrong asteroid colony.
And it's a huge responsibility, completely invisible to them, all riding on our shoulders. There's a lot of money involved in those things. I mean, a lot of money, all going through our hands.
Right.
Hi, guys.
Hi, dude.
Hey, Hent, you coming to join in the drinking?
Yeah, I have the best way to spend my 1 hour daily break.
How are you holding up, Hen?
All right so far. Had a bunch of trigger-happy pilots blow up a bunch of Gorista squadrons.
Everything work out all right?
Mostly, yeah. They caught them at the pirate colony, blew up their refining facilities, and some kind of refueling hub. It's all Gorista property, you know, but it's got me drowning in paperwork. I'm kind of hoping that no one comes in for the rest of the day so I can get just a few hours of sleep.
Oh, I could do with some more sleep.
Yeah, God, yeah. When was the last time you guys remember sleeping? I mean, a proper night's sleep, not just 2 hours in your chair at the office.
No idea.
Never.
Yeah. You know, come to think of it, I can't really recall any agent that I know of, anywhere, in any station ever, getting a proper rest.
We should unionize.
Totally.
Demand our rights.
Yeah.
Hey, Danae, you said the U word.
Crap, hang on.
Yes. It's strange, though. Yes, it's a high-pressure job. Yes, you gotta be available at all hours. But it's safe. It's a safe job. I mean, you're at your desk or wherever you are and doing the papers or talking to people who yeah, may be a little, crazy in the head, but in the end, you're never really in any danger.
Yeah. My father worked as a ship mechanic all his life. He lost the skin off most of his right hand when the engine he was working on had a thruster malfunction.
Yeah, and the cousin of one of my best friends joined the Angel cartel. I kept an eye on him. He got through 5 tours before being blown to pieces.
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, compared to those people and a lot of others, we've got the best job in the universe. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I make more than enough money to afford a good life. I never worry about cost. I mean, there's nothing weighing on my mind except doing my job as well as I can. So it's weird being unable to sleep. I don't think I've had a proper night's sleep for 2 days in a row now.
What? How are you standing up?
Well, there are ways. You want to be at the top of your game, you got to learn to sacrifice the small things.
I don't know. I need my sleep. If I can't get it, I'll sometimes leave the office and check into the most expensive hotel I can find on the station. I'll go to the restaurant and have the 3rd most expensive meal on the menu.
Whoa, why 3rd?
Yeah, because the 1st and 2nd will be their artistic ones, the ones that the restaurant is famous for, and those always taste like shit. Anyway, I'll have a real nice meal, and then I'll go to their personal treatment room and get the most costly treatment they have. Skin rejuvenation, oxygenation of the blood, liver regrowth, arterial scraping, and a massage done by a good old-fashioned proper human being. None of that machine rubbish. You want to feel better afterwards, not creeped out by some robot with heat-seeking vision and gloves on his metal fingers was poking you in the back. It's a little costly, yes, but it's worth it.
It's all right, Danae. We know you've got money.
Well, how do you do it then? How do you relax? I don't even need to ask, do I?
Look, just because I'm sexually active.
No, the damsel is sexually active. You, on the other hand, leave the groaning remains of young men trampling in your wake. You've had more man in you than Cheetah.
That's not true, Danae. That totally hurts.
I'm sorry, but...
No, maybe Wrens, maybe, but not Cheetah, no. And it means I get to eat at nice restaurants and get relaxation therapy too. I just don't have to pay for it.
All this sex and embezzlement. Why not just do drugs instead? Did I say that out loud?
Okay, what was that about embezzling?
Well, I'm just wondering. It's gotta be a lot of work for you.
Listen, I am good at my job. I make money, same as you. If you didn't waste it all on synthetics, maybe you could afford something nice once in a while.
Hey, look.
And if you didn't brag about your finances all the time, Danae, maybe it wouldn't be an issue. At least I keep my affairs in private.
Broom, all you do is have private affairs.
My personal life is my own, and I'll have you know that I'm very satisfied with it.
As are all your customers, I'm sure.
Look, Danae, the point is, you're putting yourself in danger. I'm telling you as a friend. Me and Hen, we know you've got money, and we know you like to spend it, but we also know you're not getting it all from your salary. Do you realize what they do to agents who steal from their corporations? If you get found out, you'll disappear. They won't even pull you up on charges because you've become a diplomatic risk. No corp would ever admit that one of its agents had cracked, not when we're trusted to handle those ticking time bombs they call the capsuleers. The corps invest insane amount of money in all the missions, and they give to those guys, and they're not going to let someone hand them out if that person can't be trusted.
You know, I know all that.
So why do you do it? More importantly, why on earth do you wave it like a flag? I would never turn you in, and neither would Hen, but all it takes is for someone to hear you talk about hotels and dinners and relaxation treatment, someone who doesn't like you or know you as well as we do, and the next day you'll be getting all the rest you need because you'll be dead and gone. You know, if I were you and I was looking for sleep, the first thing I'd do is steer clear of trouble. I'd sleep a lot more soundly if I knew the corporate black ops wouldn't be waiting under my bed.
Again, I know this. I really do.
So why do it?
That I don't know. It's just something I'm drawn to. Kind of like Hen is drawn to drugs.
Excuse me?
Well, you are. It's no secret. And I'm sure you're not the only one in your corp.
Well, I may indulge now and then.
Hen, I stood inside your office, not making a sound, and you were so completely out of that, you didn't even know I was there. Half the time you were talking to God.
Well, maybe I'm just a religious man. And I was deeply into prayer at the time.
Hen, you had taken off your shoes, and you were talking into your own socks.
Oh.
And when you finally noticed me, you thought I was a puppy God had sent you, and you tried to feed me a sandwich?
No, that I don't remember at all.
Then again, I wasn't a capsuleer. I've been there with you when one of them called in. Swear to God, I have never in my life seen anyone switch from drunk to sober like that. It's like there are two personalities inside your head, and one of them is permanently high.
Well, all right. Let's just call it my own personal relaxation therapy.
I don't get it. Even with all the paperwork, you're working a job that gives you a massive adrenaline kicks. It's 23/7 and it never relents. Mission agents need less excitement in their lives, not more. What makes you do it?
Well, it's not for the highs. I barely notice them anymore. The real reason is kind of stupid.
No, tell us.
It makes me feel safe.
It makes you feel safe. Doing copious amounts of drugs make you feel safe. You know that you know that those same drugs are eventually going to kill you.
I said I was kind of stupid. Well, and it's not even this warm kind of fuzzy feeling you get from the hard stuff. Or I used to get from the hard stuff. It doesn't do much for me right now, you know.
I know what you mean, though. It's not the effect of the thing, but the fact that you're doing it. It almost feels like a statement.
Yeah, it does. But to whom? I mean, who do we have to prove to? I mean, do we have to prove ourselves to anyone?
So you feel the same way?
Yeah, when I'm sleeping around. All right, yeah, I admit it. I do it a lot. It makes me feel safe. It's like a drug to be in someone's arms and forget the world for a moment. Feels like this thing I'm doing becomes bigger than myself and swallows me up. And maybe one of these days I'll disappear into it completely.
Except it doesn't work anymore.
No, it doesn't. It's harder and harder for me to get to that state, and it never really lasts for long. And even if they call it sleeping around, it never happens. I never sleep. I'll do whatever I do with the guy, and then I'll lie on my back looking out at the stars through the window, and I'll wait for something that never seems to come.
Keep going the way you are, and it will come eventually, through a knife or a gun. Some of the people you've been playing with, even I find them scary.
Yeah, I know. And they blur together, they really do. I've actually found myself in the middle of sex, looking up into the face of my lover and realizing he's not the one I thought I was.
Oh, that many, huh?
Yeah, something like that.
Well, some team we are. A top crew of mission agents, higher in the corporate ladder than most planet-bound people can even dream of. And at the same time, we are nothing but a druggie, a slut, and a white-collar thief. All of us running from something we don't even know what is, and taking refuge in something we clearly have no control over. And doing it in the name of getting some rest from a life that we nonetheless seem to enjoy. It makes no sense whatsoever.
Those missions you were doing today, Hend, was there anything unique about them?
Not really. You state the target, give out the coordinates, wait an hour, confirm and complete. None of the pilots canceled or came up short in any way.
So just same as usual, regular day at work?
Yeah.
Lots of kill assignments?
Pretty much.
Lots of destruction?
Yes.
Lots of collateral damage?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I had the same couple days ago. Got lots of nice kill missions down the pipe, got them out to the Capsuleers, and every single one was done before evening time.
Well, that's what we do, You got to make the numbers, daily quota, Draw a line through the wreckage.
Thousands of Guristas on ships and on stations wiped out in an afternoon.
Yes.
Guristas of all ages, right?
Yes.
All part of the mission, right?
You're seriously driving me to drink, Brom.
I'm just pointing out.
I don't care. No, I do care. I just don't want to think about it. Who said that life was fair?
Well,
life isn't fair. We have these pilots in the sky, like these avenging angels who will swoop down into someone's life on a moment's notice and end it with a bang. And then we have these poor mortal creatures who are only out to make a living, stuck on the ground of a mining colony or on the deck of a ship, and whose memorial will be nothing more than target acquired or wreck has been salvaged. And then there's us, right in the middle, agents of chaos, passing out these thin threads of fate that will connect one to the other, the gun to its target.
You need a drink.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm way out of line here. I'm sorry.
No, you're telling the truth. Do you guys ever dream? So do I. It's agonizing. The precious few times that I do get to sleep, when I'm not being interrupted by Capsuleers, or worrying about being caught for embezzling, or spending all the stolen money on restaurant meals and relaxation therapy. When I finally, at long last, get to sleep, I always dream of the same thing. I don't even dare breathe a word of it to the company shrink, lest I be fired and thrown out on the spot. You know what I dream of?
Work.
Endless amounts of it.
Drawing thin lines through reports. Colony, destroyed. Research facility, destroyed. Barracks, destroyed. And spaceship after spaceship after spaceship, destroyed.
How many souls on a battleship again?
A little over 6,000.
Yeah. People that were still alive when some Capsuleer asked me for work. And the final acknowledgement of their deaths is me signing off on a successfully completed mission.
You know why we keep doing this? You know why we are trying to break ourselves into pieces? Because we can't stop. I finished 5 missions yesterday, every one of which took me 3 hours to do all the paperwork. Every piece of coin I got for those missions felt it represented a person who died on a colony, somewhere out in dead of space. It doesn't matter who they were working for, they died just the same. And after I'd done all the paperwork, sent my reports to the people who needed them, sorted out the job and moved on, some part of me could not wait to start on the next batch of missions. Not for the coins, and not for the death or the drama, but simply because it's what I do best. I'm a linchpin for untold death and suffering, and I hope to the gods I never have to sit in the same room as someone from Sisters of Eve. And yet, I couldn't give up. I just could not give it up.
It feels like one of these days, all I can hope for is someone to draw a line through me. You know, telling me that it's all over now, that I can rest, and that everything is...
Forgiven.
Yeah, well, I was going to say everything is all right, but yeah, forgiven.
We're terrible people.
We are thieves and traitors and murderers, accountants drawing lines through the names of people we've never met. And we've still got no stop on our own. So we are trying to have it stopped for us. And someday, Brom will find a man in his bed who knew someone he had killed, or Hand finds out that the person who deals in the drugs had a family back on the pirate colony where they made them. And that will be the end.
Or you will find that your corporate employers don't care about your efficiency as an agent, you know, when they find out about your efficiency as a thief.
All these strange prayers, asking our gods to take us back into their arms again. So, anyone here going to resign?
Not a fucking chance. I've got too many projects lined up, and way too many drugs to take.
I've got a date with a pirate tomorrow night.
Our break is over, back to work.
I still can't believe I tried to feed you sandwiches.
Oh.
So, happy times in Eve. Thanks very much for listening in. That's about it, except this is the copy of the play. It's going to be signed by the performers and me and be offered at the silent auction right outside. If anyone has any questions or anything at all, please go ahead. Otherwise, that's just the end of it. Any comments, any questions about, sexual drugs or sandwiches? He is a very masculine guy who likes other masculine guys. If you like. Anything else? Anyone? Any questions? Raise your hands. All right. Well, thank you very much.